Computer hardware manufacturer Intel Corporation has assured its clients and consumers of more competitive prices and higher profits as the company continues to work with partners for more effectiveness. At a forum in Lagos, the management of the company says their goal is to empower the consumer with every purchase of Intel computer.
Management team and clients of Intel Corporation West Africa are here to launch their regional theme for the second half of 2016. They call it, "With a computer, you are powerful." They say with every Intel personnel computer, the consumer holds how we live and work can be more profitable.
Our ultimate objective is to create wealth. And I think this is the greatest value you can offer. We've talked about the PC being a powerful tool. The fact that you have a PC allows you to create wealth, and that's the objective. Our objective really is to ensure that wealth is created and more people can create jobs, more people can have access to the right kind of jobs, more people have content for education to be able to use those in school. So these are all the additional values we're trying to add to this, and we're looking to continue to scale this as we go along.
The goal of Intel Corporation is to shoot their teeming consumers to relevance in their businesses and careers, as Intel continues to work with partners to ensure more accessibility and affordability of personal computers in Nigeria.
From an Intel perspective, I think what we're trying to drive is tell real-life stories of Nigerians who have been empowered by simply owning a computer, right? So we're not saying buy a computer for the essence of it. We're saying buy a computer, be connected, and be more productive so that you can be empowered to empower more people in your community. Social media, BTL activations, where we're going to be going into expansion cities to create access and affordability schemes for Nigerians to be able to, acquire a PC, learn as to what the PC can do for them, and basically ultimately be empowered.
And with this drive from the company, users of Intel products can now hope to get more value for their money.
Time now for sports news on the news at 10 with Ayo Balogun.
Yes, indeed. Time now for some sports news and good news from the Olympic Games in Rio. Nigeria's under-23 football team are through to the semi-finals of the football event following a resounding 2-0 win over Denmark. Captain John Mikelubi put Nigeria in front on 16 minutes before Osman Linspor forward Aminu Umar wrapped up the win for coach Samson Siasa's team in the 59th minute. Nigeria will next play Germany for a place in the final after they thrashed Portugal by 4-0 in their quarter-final clash. Segun Toriola has been inducted into the 7th club by the International Table Tennis Federation, the ITTF. The ceremony to honor his 7th Olympic appearance was held at the Rio Central Pavilion with other table tennis greats and well-wishers in attendance. Toriola made his debut at the Barcelona 1992 Games and had his best performance at the Beijing 2008 Olympics, where he reached the 3rd round. The 41-year-old had earlier said this year's Games will be his last, but it appears he's now having second thoughts. On Nigeria's duo of Sheye Ogunlewe and Ogogene Aguero have failed to progress beyond the first round of the 100 meters event. National champion Ogunlewe placed 4th in Heat 1 with a time of 10.26 seconds, while Aguero clocked 10.37 seconds to place 6th in Heat 2. Meanwhile, Jamaican sprint star Usain Bolt is through to the semi-finals of the 100 meters. Bolt, who is seeking a 3rd consecutive Olympic title in the showpiece event, clocked 10.07 seconds at the Olympic Stadium to finish ahead of Bahrain's Andrew Fisher and Great Britain's James Dazolu. The 30-year-old world record holder will also be to defend his true 100 meters and 4x100 meters relay gold medals for the 3rd time later in the week. English Premier League champions Leicester City have kicked off their title defence with a 2-1 loss at Hull City. Adama Diomande and Robert Snodgrass got the goals for the Tigers, as Riyad Mahrez's penalty turned out to be a consolation for the Foxes. In other games, Swansea beat Burnley 1-0, West Brom also beat Crystal Palace 1-0, Everton and Tottenham Hotspur battled to a 1-1 draw. Xherdan Shaqiri's free kick cancelled out Alvaro Negredo's opener, as Stoke City and Middlesbrough prayed 1-1. The clash between Southampton and Watford also ended 1-1. In the day's tea-time kick-off, Paddy McNair's late own goal gave Pep Guardiola's Man City a 2-1 win over Sunderland at the Etihad. That's a wrap on sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Just one day after the United States said it believed it had killed the leader of the Islamic State for Afghanistan and Pakistan, there is resounding joy in the Syrian city of Manbij. Manbij residents are celebrating few freedoms after being liberated from the rules of ISIS.
Freedom means different things to different people, but for residents of Manbij, this is how it feels to be free. With tears of joy and exhaustion, people make their way out of the northern Syrian city of Manbij. Families like this are tired and numb from their long ordeal, which included being used as human shields by the Islamic State. Some locals recounted the horrors of the ISIS rule, showing journalists areas dedicated to corporal punishment.
Here, they used to execute people and hang their heads and leave it for 3 days. This is a sheep circle, and at each circle they put a cross.
The Syrian Democratic Forces regained control of the city on Friday, August the 12th, from the last remaining Islamic State fighters who had been holding more than 2,000 people hostage. According to coalition officials, the US-backed operation conducted airstrikes last month and quickly took control of the territory. After securing the area, residents were released and welcomed by SDF forces. US officials have now confirmed that the Manbij operation is complete and will now create the conditions to move on the militant group's de facto capital of Raqqa.
And the main news again. The PDP Reconciliation Committee today submitted its report aimed at resolving crisis within the party. Also today, normalcy returned to Akokwa community in Imo State after violence left 6 people dead. And in the northern Syrian city of Manbij, residents celebrated new freedoms after being liberated from the so-called Islamic State, the IS. That's all been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. On behalf of everyone here, have a splendid night, friends. Good night.